Alright, so I've said this before. I picked this up somewhere from a movie or show or whatever. And people, like, I thought it was funny the first time I heard it, but call me butter because I'm on a roll. Pause for laughter, obviously. So we're doing a Sultana's Duty, following the storyline. It's given to us by Nanamo Namo, next to the Colosseum in Ul'dah. Here we go. We must make haste. My absence will not go unnoticed by the Sultan Sworn for long, and there are other places I would visit. To the what? Arzeneth Ossuary. That's a fun couple of words. Ossuary I've heard before. Arzeneth I can ring a bell. Where is it? Oh, so the thaumaturge is good. Okay. So where's my closest? Ugh. Bleh. All the way around here. Arcanist Guild, right? No, not Alchemist. Thaumaturge, there we go. Arcanist is in Limsa Laminsa, and it is the precursor to the Scholar is the Summoner. So Nanamo Ulnamo in disguise is in the Thaumaturge's Guild. Cutscene. Looking up the big statue. I never noticed the giant curved sword facing downward in the statue's hands. When the calamity threatened, Raubahn led the allied forces into battle on the plains of Cartano, and I remained here. Cartano, I think. I prayed with all my heart that Archon Louisoix would have the power to rouse the 12. Since that day, I have made a custom of visiting this shrine during each of my little excursions. Here, I seek the blessing of Thal, reflecting upon my choices, and ask myself if I am fulfilling my duties as Sultana. So this might be the statue of Thal. It's holding the hilt, which I believe, no, not pommel, whatever the cross section is on a sword that's supposed to protect the wielder's hand from whatever. It's holding the sword by that, and then the rest of the sword just pointing straight down. The very curved sword, like it's like an S shape. It's not even just a regular I don't even know what to call it. I've seen it before. I've seen something like this. A dirk? I don't know, but it's a sword. A dirk is like a dagger that's curved, but whatever. You are rightly celebrated as a champion because you have led the line in 100 battles for the good of Eorzea. In much the same way, I believe the measure of a monarch lies in how she leads her people in times of adversity. If I am to be a sultana worthy of the name, I cannot turn a blind eye to the troubles facing Ul'dah. I have chosen my path, Mercy. With Alamigo now freed from imperial chains, I finally see a way to aid the refugees. Already, many displaced Alamegans seek to begin the long trek home. To facilitate that process, I have made a small contribution, an artisan school in Rhalgr's Reach for any who wish to learn new trades. Realistically, however, it will take years for such training to yield tangible benefits. But we do not have years. These people will need shelter and employment if they are to survive, and this time the Ul'dah treasury shall provide. Precisely where and how to allocate the necessary funds is, of course, another question. Might you ask a member of the Syndicate for advice, or why not seek the advice of one who employs refugees? Or ... I'll do the middle one. Advice of one who employs refugees. I don't know about the Syndicate too much. I don't really trust them. They're the richest people in Ul'dah. Why would... Yeah. Anyway. A wise suggestion. Mayhap a visit to the Gold Saucer is in order. Its proprietor is a member of the Syndicate, and he is one of the few who pay refugees a fair wage. I wonder, are you acquainted with Godbert Manderville? I'm technically not on this character. Please don't make me do those quests in order to proceed in the storyline. Okay. Ah, well, he is a most generous man, if something of an eccentric. Let us make our way to the landing, and I will see that word is sent to the Gold Saucer. Godbert should be only too glad to receive us. The Manderville quest, if I'm correct, is a fun quest line. It's a long quest line. Is one that I do plan to do on and record someday, but I just have not yet. And I want to do the story because I want, like, the story is more interesting to me than most of these side quests, even if they are kind of entertaining in some ways. Okay, we're at the airship landing. I've ridden aboard a public airship before, but this shall be my first visit to the Gold Saucer. I must confess to some excitement. She walks on. I buy a ticket to the Gold Saucer for free, so I don't buy it. I just get it because, you know, pretty awesome like that. What's this? Nope, I don't want that. I don't want to play any of your Gold Saucer games. I have explored here just to get all the telepoints. I believe I got all the telepoints. Or Aetherites, whatever. Nanamo is here kind of surveying from a distance. I had heard descriptions of its splendor, yet I never dreamed it would be so bright and inviting. It's a casino for you, baby. No, I couldn't possibly. We did not come here to fritter away the royal coin. Godbert will be expecting us. Come, let's head directly to the lounge and ignore these gaudy temptations. Poor kid. Okay, I have a teleport. I'm gonna go to the Wonder Square West. Hey, I did. Okay, cool. Am I upstairs? Good, cool. With Nanamo sitting, just kind of in a lounge area, sort of. Couches and chairs and tables and what. Fancy, but I believe this is where we're to meet Lord Manderville. Shall we sit while we wait his coming? Cutscene. This will probably be the end to this quest after the cutscene. Please talk so I don't have to. My apologies, Your Grace. I have kept you waiting, says Godbert. No apologies are necessary, Godbert. My request was sudden, and you were kind to make yourself available at such short notice. When the Sultana herself comes calling, there is no more important engagement. Actually, now that I think about it, these might not be the same people for that quest line, but Manderville and Godbert sound very familiar. As to the present purpose of my visit, I would have your thoughts on how the Crown might best aid the refugees residing in Thanolin. You are aware, I am sure, that many of Alamigo's displaced sons and daughters long to return to their newly liberated homeland, and you are also aware of how they will suffer without shelter and work to sustain them. I would use our nation's wealth to spare them that suffering. What advice have you for me on the matter of how it might best be distributed? I think it is the same guy. The unusual circumstances of our meeting and your Grace's choice of companion would suggest to me a desire for an honest and unvarnished opinion. I shall give you one. Shakes his head. My advice to you is, stop. Taxing Uldah's wealth to save Alamigan refugees is a terrible, terrible idea. You oppose my proposition? Most emphatically. I agree with your Grace that the refugees must have housing and employment, but what profit is there for Uldah in this arrangement? Profit? After all you have done for Girabani's displaced, I thought you the very last person to seek to benefit from their misfortune. Forgive me, Your Grace, but you appear to be laboring under a misapprehension. It is a fine endeavor to support one's fellow man. I fear, however, that your stance is one born of pity. Your intent is to save the refugees, is it not? She looks kind of, unsure. Looks down. For all our potential, we are indolent creatures by nature. If unconditional charity is all we know, then we begin to rely upon it, to expect it. And then we must consider Uldah's own poor and downtrodden. Should they hear of you spending the nation's coin, not to improve their lot, but to nurture the distant citizens of Alamigo, it is unlikely they will applaud your generosity. Surely it is not your Grace's intention to foster new resentments, but to spread goodwill. She looks kind of... Her eyebrows furrow. Indeed. Then any support I pledge to the refugees must promote self-sufficiency, whilst also serving the interests of the people of Uldah. Exactly so. Such an arrangement will create a far more equitable relationship with their returning Alamegans, even as it generates the revenue required to win the approval of your subjects. Oh, Godbert, by the way, is white-haired but very well kept. Like, he's maybe in his 50s, but great shape, well-dressed, like a white kind of coat buttoned all the way up with, like, big black buttons. Spectacles. I think they're kind of shaded. You have given me much to ponder, Lord Manderville. I thank you for your candor. the shade. They're tinted red. He's got like a well-kept white beard and mustache too. Black pants. Strong individual. A Sultana's duty is complete. I spent too much time describing Manderville to get it on the 10-minute mark, but that's fine. So we will do... Wait, yeah, it's complete. So I'll catch you on the next quest right away, because I want to keep going. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.